come on. This isn't Riyadh.
You know, they're not gonna saw your hands off here, all right?
This Saturday at the Sphere, it's Riyadh season, UFC Noche, UFC 306, O'Malley versus Dvalishvili, a main event where, for the most part, fans, media, and fighters believe it will likely end with O'Malley winning by knockout TKO or Merab by decision. Of course, there are other potential outcomes, but these are the two prevailing predictions. But one thing is certainly true, and that is neither fighter is Mexican. So we all know their styles and have an idea of what they need to do. Merab needs to find a way inside to effectively pressure and get takedowns. O'Malley defend takedown attempts, strike at range, and land counters when Merab steps in. I love Merab's style. I don't mind his decision fighting style. He's fun, and this is a deserved title shot. What Merab is good at, other than insane pace and conditioning, is making his takedown attempts a constant threat. He does it to the point where a simple level change will get a reaction. This opens up his striking, it opens up his takedowns. In my opinion, Merab's entries to get into that range and get a takedown don't go far beyond some feints and driving forward to get a takedown. He does catch kicks, and he's very good at that, which can help him to close distance and get a takedown. Other times he'll spin wildly to either create space, but also to close it, and he spins a lot. Merab is very reactive to feints, which is going to be a massive opportunity for Sean. Sean will have to set the pace and dictate the range almost immediately, in my opinion. Be the first to show Merab the striking, because establishing the threat of Sean's height, reach, and speed, and his variety of strikes is only going to get more reactions from Merab. When Merab gets hit or becomes reactive, he rushes in. A major risk in this fight is going to be O'Malley's kicks. I think it's necessary that he uses them even at the risk of getting taken down. It's what completes O'Malley's style. Knee stomps or side kicks to the lead leg are going to be super valuable, I think. It'll stop Merab's entry. I also think teeps are going to be a good investment, but it'll also help set up knees because knees to the body have worked against Merab in the past. I think O'Malley can not only set those up, but land a knee to the head just like he did against Cheeto. The biggest question mark is not whether O'Malley will be able to defend takedowns, get out from bottom, or get off from the cage. It's how many times he can do it, because the longer the fight goes, Merab will always have the wrestling to fall back on. Most fighters are able to get out from bottom or get off the cage against Merab, but that is only valuable if you make Merab pay in return, and with conditioning as good as Merab's, making him pay is difficult to do. He's been chinned by several different fighters, but he always has enough in the tank to not only recover quickly, but to turn the fight around and dominate. And with that being said, it's my opinion that O'Malley has a major advantage against Merab with his height and reach. Yes, lateral movement will be important, but a part of me thinks establishing dominance in the range and striking is just as important. Let's take, for instance, someone like Jon Jones, who generally enjoyed a height and reach advantage against most of his opponents. One thing I really found fascinating was his ability to hand fight, using it to control his opponents while in close. It's tough to grab for a leg when both your arms are occupied. Then Jones would follow up with knees or kicks to the body, or elbows on the inside. He also uses it to steer his opponents into his punches and circle out. But when that failed, Jon Jones had decent wrestling base to fall back on, which Sean doesn't have. But this tactic can still be useful, which has not only been proven by Jon Jones, but Israel Adesanya as well. Also, when O'Malley did this against Peter Yan, he did get dropped and countered. So that is still dangerous, but I don't see that happening against Merab. I think Sean O'Malley is going to find a lot of success with the body shots. Mix that in with the right combinations, he'll be able to land clean and often, and since Merab is reactive, going to the body opens up the head. And how I see it is O'Malley will use a ton of side-to-side movement and stand switching, always being aware that Merab is looking to snatch up a leg, because Merab grabs a leg and he trips the other. But I think Merab is going to have a lot of difficulty getting there without taking damage. How many times can Merab find a safe entry into range without taking punishment? O'Malley reads his opponents, and he adapts very well over time, and not enough can be said about his speed and his feints. If Merab is able to withstand the shots O'Malley lands, it's going to be a long night for Sean. His relentless pace and forcing O'Malley to work the grappling exchanges will inevitably wear him out. That's where Merab's path to victory truly opens up, because if Sean gets tired, a TKO, a submission, and the decision are all very likely. But I think Merab needs to find new angles to approach and take down Sean, and I just don't think Merab has the footwork to deliver on that. Merab is already effective enough with the takedown threat that it's possible it'll open up striking opportunities too, kind of like what Khabib did to McGregor when he surprised him with the big shot. And I'm not making a comparison that this fight is like that, but just that when the takedown threat is enough, the opponent has trouble reading what threat is coming. I think we'll know within the first minute and a half how this fight will go. I need to see what Merab chooses to do to enter range, how O'Malley reacts, and how O'Malley deals with the pressure. I want to see what shots land for O'Malley too. And I'm siding with those that believe this ends via knockout or TKO for Sean O'Malley. I think it's going to happen in the later rounds though, maybe nearing the end of the second, maybe third or fourth, honestly, because even though one sniper of a punch can end it, which is also very likely, I give that respect to Merab because he has every record to prove that he can take a punch and secure control time. I think O'Malley will need to accumulate damage for a period of time. It might be a bad call, but I think O'Malley gets this in the third round, and it will be fairly back and forth up to that point. I just see O'Malley finding his range and reading Merab. Lastly, the X factors weigh in O'Malley's favor too. The cut, rumored staph infection could play a role, although I'm not really weighing that into my pick. Otherwise, it's just going to be a long night for O'Malley. I'm really excited for it. I love fights like this. But let me know who you have in the comments below. Follow me on the platform formerly known as Twitter if you got it. I'll tweet out any bets or if I make any changes or my thought processes along the way as we head into the weekend here. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Enjoy the fights.